Does it show you we're live? We're live.
Yeah. Yep.
So anyway, hey, thanks everybody for joining us. I was trying to think of something that was kind of dear to my heart, and I was thinking volunteering is something that I've really enjoyed. You've probably seen all the different, you can have fun while you volunteer too, because I went to all those restaurants. And so one of the first people that popped into my mind was Jeremy Wingirter, who is the executive director with United Way. And he put together all these cool little bullet points, and he's got some great ideas. And as a leader in our community focused just on this, I thought, Jeremy, you'd be a really good person for us to talk to.
Well,
So Jeremy, let's talk a little bit about volunteering, because I think as a United Way, you probably deal with that a lot. Am I right?
Absolutely. We could not do the programs and services that we do without our volunteers.
Yeah. So you've made a couple of points here, and we've got a couple of slides to kind of look through.
Sure.
If you think about volunteering, you've said here, celebrate volunteering as a monthly, yearly event. What do you mean by that?
Well, as with a lot of things, it's hard to make time to do the things that we want to do. Mm-hmm. So I think volunteering sometimes happens with that. So the first bullet point is, it kind of like your birthday or anniversaries, you pick a day or time of year where that's going to be when you volunteer. So you make it more of a celebration and something to look forward to, and you make that time to do it just like you would to celebrate a birthday.
Sure. That sounds really cool. Now, you've probably been involved with several people in the community who do these kinds of things. Mm-hmm. Do you have any examples that pop into your mind of what some families or some people are doing and how they pick like a birthday or maybe around a holiday or something?
Well, I think, one of the things that I've always done is for Earth Day. That's one of my volunteer things that I look forward to every day and kind of go out and do that. And, I think there's annual things that pop up, whether it's like recently Flag Day or anything where you see the family members going out into the cemeteries and putting things on the tombstones. So those are just a couple of examples.
Sure. That's really cool. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned combining family time with volunteering. That seems like a really good idea too.
Yeah. And I've seen, some of the things that come to mind is hopefully, knock on wood, we won't have anything major this year, but last year with the floods, you saw a lot of people going down and sandbagging and doing those type of things, or, as I said, with Flag Day, some easy things that, you can do that kids are able to participate in, walking dogs, volunteering with Humane Society, those kind of things.
Yeah, you mentioned sandbagging. That was something I did this last time around, and it was interesting to see how many different groups were there. And the old adage, many hands make light work.
Right.
Man, there were just people everywhere.
Yep.
And I know they've got something now you can put on the bucket where it's got like 8 bags or something. You can just shake it in. But I think that would take away a lot of the fun that people were having. Fun.
Exactly. Well, and I know last year, I have a cousin that has 4 girls, and they went down and did it. And the girls just loved it. It was something different for them to do. And it was more fun than, kind of the service piece of things for them.
Oh, sure. Now you said employers support to volunteer during the workday.
Yeah.
Where have you seen that, not necessarily in this area, but then, specifically in this area, do we have some employers who are particularly supportive and push toward that?
Well, it's interesting with my new role here at the United Way, but that's something that we do as the United Way. And I believe that some of the larger organizations where we have a lot of volunteers, they're encouraged to do that. So I can't say 100%, but I believe Blessing is one of those, and potentially Quincy Medical Group as well. But it's something to ask about. It's if you need to take an hour here or there, some places encourage that community involvement with their employees.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Honestly, if you can get time off work and those kinds of things, and it doesn't always have to be something necessarily that is what's the right word? Organized.
Right.
I know I go on a walk every night with my girlfriend, and every time she sees a piece of trash, she picks it up.
Right. Exactly.
So it doesn't have, you can be doing things all the time that are helping the community.
Yes. And in this kind of list was, thinking about those people who want to do it, maybe are having challenges. But yes, anytime you're out and about, do your little part, and even though you may not formally be recognized for it, it definitely makes an impact.
Yeah. Well, I love it. You can always be giving back every single time. And I like this. This is really a clever idea. You've got utilize spring cleaning to donate to a charity.
Yeah. And especially now, I think a lot of people have had time to spend time and look at what they have. But yeah, again, it could be an annual event or a couple times a year, cleaning out a closet, then take that to a local charity and help them out. Because I know a lot of our pantries always could use replenishment.
Yeah, no doubt. And, cleaning things out and having all this downtime reminds me, I'm trying to get some houses sold and we need paint and stain, but everybody got there before us.
Right.
So it's all sold out. So it's just, we have a really unique time. And so hopefully people have taken advantage of this time, not just to paint and stain, but also to donate to a charity and really clean things up.
Right.
But these are great points. And if there's my computer is working. And then finding the right organization. Did I skip a slide, or is this the right one?
This is the right one. Yep. Yeah. So, again, some people might think, okay, fine. I'll make the time, but I'm not sure what to do. These are just a couple of suggestions. Some things that I've kind of followed is, do you have a passion to do something that you can't do with your full-time job?
Right.
Or it's something you want to gain more experience with. So, like, for example, I thought I wanted to be an architect, but my career path didn't go that way. But I'm still involved with the local historical societies here, and that makes that connection from one of my passions to something that I volunteer with.
Yeah, and then, it's easier to do something when you have a passion for it, isn't it?
Exactly. Yes. And even, the other thing that I've seen useful in this area is, maybe somebody who's younger, that's looking for a career change. I've always suggested that they go volunteer or work with the community in a job that they would like to do, and then they would be able to know if they like that job, potential new career, and it would give them some soft experience. So when they do apply for it, then the employer can see a connection.
Yeah, totally. I think that is a great idea. So if you're listening, young ones, or someone making a career change, absolutely listen to Jeremy.
Right. And then the next one is, which a lot of people do, a cause that you support. A lot of the things going on now, or you always see, I think, Jeremy, we grew up with seeing the poor people across the world, or the dogs now. You see all of those, and it kind of pulls at your heart. But I mentioned a little bit ago, the cause that I support is Earth Day. So for the last few years, I've went out and volunteered on that day and planted trees, or those kind of things. And I feel like that's my little contribution that I could do to help the earth a little bit better place. So,
yeah. And even if only you plant one tree, but everybody did that.
Right.
Yeah, millions of trees just got planted every year.
Exactly. And again, it's, that could be the fun outing with kids. Something that gets their hands dirty, gets them to do something maybe a little bit different. But prior to this, I was out on the West Coast, and I would see that a lot. In Los Angeles, the kids don't have access to the outdoors like we do here, and it really was entertaining for them to be out in an open space and planting trees. So,
absolutely, that's really cool. And just even little bits go so far.
Absolutely.
Like, just planting a tree makes a huge difference. If you plant a couple of them, it makes a huge difference. Just like sandbagging, just one person there would have we would have all been flooded. But with everybody there, it was actually enjoyable working together and making it happen. We were all volunteering.
Yep.
And you talk about paying it forward. What are you talking about there?
So a lot of people, especially with, maybe it's donating to an organization. I think, again, about my past experience working for a university, and if, a lot of people donate to the school that they went to because they felt like they got a good education, they wanted to help someone else. In a lot of the cases, it was a scholarship. So even if it's, the hospitals here, they were treated, and then they can be a grateful patient and give back. So if you've been benefited from something, a lot of people volunteer by giving back to that organization.
Yeah, and Adam points out a good point. Giving monetarily to a charity is another way to volunteer.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, the 3 T's: time, talent, and treasure.
That's right. Yep.
At different times of life, we each have more of one than the other available.
Yep.
And so if you can't give your time right now, maybe you can give away some of your treasure or some of your talent, because some people are really talented with, whatever it would be, marketing or design. Architect is your passion, sort of.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Good point, Adam. And then, of course, making your community a better place.
Right, which is what we stand for here at the United Way. If you do something to help out your neighbor, volunteer at a homeless shelter or a soup kitchen, that just helps your neighbor, and kind of, again, it goes back to, if you've been fortunate and have a little bit more time or treasure, that you can help somebody else have a better life.
Yeah, I don't even know why, but when I read that, what you've put there, when we talk about it, I just get this burning passion inside of me that I really like. It's my community.
Right.
I love Quincy. I love our area. And even right now, I just get so excited about that. I just have a passion for it. That's probably why volunteer came to my mind as a video type of idea, or something, the message that I wanted to get out there, because it's something that's so simple. And people can be very easy for them to pick up a phone like I did and go around and just video yourself talking to people. It's so easy today to make a difference in so many ways: time, talent, treasure. You can even develop a different talent. I didn't know how to do video.
Right, exactly.
But I love that point, making your community a better place, because really so many of the problems, we focus on other people to help, but we can make such a big difference. We talked about planting a tree or bagging one bag of sand, but each one of those adds up.
Well, and especially with I was thinking about the tree, and especially for younger kids, if it's a place like in a park where they go yearly, they get that sense of pride where they can see that tree grow and know that they had that impact. And I think one of the things that I want to mention about making your community a better place, something that I've always lived by is, we all have bad days and we all have struggles, but sometimes when you do reach out and help someone else, you do realize how how beneficial you are, and it could be a lot worse. So that always helps me stay motivated and try to be positive.
It's amazing, right? When you're giving to someone else, how blessed it is to them, and as well to you. And I had an opportunity, I talked about it a while back. I was really sleepy and I bought an energy drink or something. I was at the gas station. I struck up a conversation with this young guy, and he didn't look like he had $100 bills in his pocket. He was far from it. And I was teasing him. I'm like, hey, these are good prices if you get two. It's kind of one of those things. I'm like, hey, how about we split one? He's like, I don't really drink that stuff. I'm like, okay. So I was just messing with him anyway. It's not a big deal. I go up to the counter, and he was there first. And I set mine on the counter because they're freezing my hands off. And anyway, he goes ahead of me, and he had $2 change after he paid what he was buying. He just left it there, and he said, hey, enjoy your drink.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just was caught me off guard. And I, just like you and many others, we give all the time. And then there was one, it's only $2. $2.
Right.
But it just really wow, that was pretty cool, because he didn't need to do that. I totally could have paid for it and I would have been fine buying it. I would have never thought anything else, but he really touched me just with one little thing. So we talked about making our community better. Just one little thing can make such a huge difference.
Right. And like you said, it could be a little action, and it really does go a long way.
Yeah. I mean, even now I'm so charged, and I've got that passion. I'm really pumped up. I love Quincy. And so that takes us right into finding volunteer opportunities. I appreciate you putting all these things together because they're great ideas.
Well, good. Yeah, it's as you said, we're blessed in this area where there's so many giving people and a lot of opportunities to get involved and to volunteer. And again, if you're kind of looking for that one thing to do, if you identify that passion or that area, you can always go on a website that kind of focuses on those kind of things, and almost everyone lists ways to volunteer and to be involved. So look at an organization, go to their website, and just some examples or opportunities that we have through the United Way is UnitedWayAdamsco.org is our website, and if you go to our volunteer link,
let's try that. Hey, it worked.
Yeah. Yes.
Volunteer.
Yep. And then if you scroll down to the almost to the very bottom, there is, this page will list a couple of the volunteer opportunities that we have at the United Way. Serving on a board.
Okay, this way.
Yep, serving on a solution team. Actually, if you go back up, and it should be a little bit farther. So the volunteer link here, I think, up on the top above the little girl's head. There, is that it?
No, I clicked on the wrong spot. Volunteer right here.
Yep.
Clicked it.
Very good. So then if you scroll down, it lists some specific opportunities that we have here, being on a board, serving on solutions teams. But this Serve Here Now link is very neat. When you get a little bit farther than that, so you can see some of that information in the middle. I did skim some of that for the slides that kind of gives some ways how you can get involved. But that bottom part, are you interested in volunteering in your community? That first link, that's Serve Here Now, it's really neat. It's a partnership that we have where I can go in and fill out information about myself and what I'm interested in, and it will contact area organizations, and they can reach out to me to say, hey, we've got a volunteer opportunity based on your interests. Would you be interested?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so you can create your profile, set that up, and kind of get that into motion. So that's one way to find things within the community. And again, that helps if you're limited on time, and if you don't want to look at websites and kind of see what opportunities are there, this gives the opportunity for the experience to kind of come to you. So,
well, that's really cool. I'm going to turn this off so I can see you again.
Yeah,
I've been staring over at the corner. Oh man, my camera's all messed up too because we were messing with that earlier.
Right. Yep.
Oh well, that's the way it goes.
Yep.
So,
and then the other nice thing that our website has is, it was primarily designed for if you needed help. Here's a listing of all the organizations that could help you. But that's also a good way to volunteer if you have a certain area, like let's say it's seniors, you want to help a senior, then you can go and look at the listing of all of the facilities that do senior care, and you can reach out to them and ask them what opportunities they have to volunteer. So lots of resources. You just kind of have to start playing around with it. Yeah,
absolutely. And I love the list. I didn't even know that was there. That's pretty cool. So people can just go there, click, sign in, say what they're interested in, and presto changeo.
That's right. Yep.
All right. Well, Jeremy, thank you so much. I know you're a busy guy being the executive director, doing all that. You've been in Quincy now for a year, more than a year?
Well, I've been back in the area. I was over in Macomb for the last year and a half. So the last 4 months I've been back in Quincy. So happy to be back.
Yeah, well, good. Well, I look forward to great things ahead. Sounds like you really know what you're doing. So appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Jeremy.
All right. Thanks. Take care. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.